I'm Becky Poynott. I'm the Outreach Coordinator here at the Norfolk Senior Center, and I'm also the Intake Officer for the Self-Help Home Energy Assistance Program. So I just wanted to do this little presentation and let everybody know that heating assistance is available for people who qualify here in the town of Norfolk and throughout Massachusetts. So let's get started. The Home Energy Assistance Program is also known as the HEAP program or Fuel Assistance. And this program it's a free resource to help eligible households pay for a portion of their winter heating bills. It's important to note that this is for people of all ages. Even though I work out of the senior center, I help any family who needs help with heating assistance. So you'll bring your documents to me and we'll fill out the application and do the full intake together, no matter how old you are or how many people are in your family or what your income is. So I will definitely help you with those questions and try to figure out if you qualify and how much of a benefit you might get. So please call me at the senior center, again, regardless of your age. This is also good for no matter what your heating source is. So if you use oil or electricity, or some people still use wood or wood pellets, you are able to get heating assistance. So don't let that fool you into thinking that it's only for people who get oil. And who qualifies for this program? So it is an income-based program, and it's based on your income and the amount of people in your home. This is the maximum income level you can be for a household size of 1, which I would say most of the senior citizens are applying as a single person. So if you make less than $51,777 in a year, then you may qualify for some benefit. If you have more than 5 people in your house, let me know and we will figure out the maximum income level for that. And so income includes wages, it includes Social Security benefits, it includes any kind of a pension you might have. We have to have proof of the last 4 weeks of income. So if you are a seasonal school employee, that gets slightly more complicated because we will need a printout from the school for the hours that you worked. Otherwise, you can just do paychecks if you get paid once a week or twice a week. Once every 2 weeks. We can get copies of that, but it does need to be the most recent paychecks. And then your Social Security benefit letter. Most people get that letter once a year, and it says how much you're going to get for the upcoming year. If you do not have that letter, you can call Social Security, or I can call with you, and get a printout of that letter. You can also go to your social, I think it's called ssa.gov, and print one out if you have an online account. So it's very easy to get that, but we definitely need that benefit letter for seniors. Next. So here in Norfolk, you are not eligible for this program if you already live in subsidized housing. So if you live in Hillcrest Village, or if you have an apartment and you're using a Section 8 voucher, then you cannot apply for the fuel assistance. However, if you do live in the Arnold Road area, you do qualify and you can apply for fuel assistance. So call me, and then we will go through that. If you have any questions about whether or not you're in subsidized housing, give me a call and we'll figure that out too. Also, homeowners and renters, as well as if you are a roommate. So if you live in an accessory dwelling unit on someone's property, you can apply as an individual, not necessarily as the full household. So if you rent a room in a house, or if you rent a garage apartment, something like that, then you do qualify. Now, how do you apply for this program? It's not very hard if you're fairly organized. So there is some required documentation that you need. First of all, a photo ID for the head of household. That is the person who will be applying and signing the application. Usually that's a driver's license or an ID card. Proof of citizenship for all members in your household. So that's usually a social security card or a birth certificate. This one can be a little bit harder for people to find. And you have to have it even if you have a little baby in the house. So we need their social security card or birth certificate to prove their citizenship as well. Proof of income for all household members over 18. I would say this is the hardest one for people to get. If you have a 19-year-old who is still living at home and works part-time but goes to school part-time, we do need proof of their income. The assumption is that they're contributing to the household cost. So we do have to have proof of their income. And if they're in college and living at home, we need a letter from the college that says they are currently enrolled. Again, give me a call. We can go over all of these details that are specific to your family. Proof of home ownership or rental agreement. So this can be your mortgage. If you no longer have a mortgage, there's an additional form that we can fill out that just says you don't have a mortgage anymore. But then we would need a copy of your homeowner's insurance policy. And if you rent, we need your lease agreement. And in the lease agreement, we need it to say how much you pay for rent. And then a heating bill, however you heat your home. Usually a lot of people around here use Cronin oil, and if you get an oil refill and they hang up the receipt on your garage door, that works perfectly. Just bring that in. Just something that says how much you spent and your account number is the important part. And then your electric bill, so your Eversource bill. And that bill does have a front and a back, so I need a copy of both the front and the back. Again, fairly recently they changed people's account numbers, and so we need the updated account numbers. So once you have all of that, gather it together and then call me to make an appointment. And we will go over all of the documentation. And we can do it either in the online portal, where I scan all your documents and then we upload them to the online portal, or we can do it with just old-fashioned way through the mail. The portal is a little bit easier. However, you do have to have an email address and we have to create an account in order to do that. And I know some people do not have email addresses. So we can always do it by mail. And then we will mail in your application and the copies of the self-help to self-help, or you can upload the documents to the client portal like I mentioned. I like to keep a hard copy as well, just in case anything gets lost along the way. We can follow up with self-help if needed. I will say all of this is necessary if you are recertifying or if you are a new applicant. If you are recertifying, though, you do not have to fill out the application with me. The final step you can just mail in. But new applicants do have to meet with either me as the Norfolk intake person, or you have to do a phone call or an in-person appointment with someone from self-help. So it's a little easier if you live in town to just come to me and do it. We can do it together. When and how is this benefit distributed? So you can apply right now. The heating season is November 1st to April 30th. The money is not released until at least November 1st. So if you have applied already, or if you have recertified, sent in your recertification application, no money will be sent to your oil distributor or your electricity distributor yet. The money gets released November 1st. You will get a letter in the mail that says your benefit amount, or you will get a letter asking for additional documentation. If you get a letter asking for additional documentation, you can bring it to the senior center and I can fax it for you. So that'll be, or we can upload it together to the portal. But it's much faster to do rather than sending it through the mail again. They need at least 4 to 6 weeks for processing the applications. Right now, I will say they're going kind of quickly because it's the beginning of the heating season. But as it gets colder and more people are kind of remember, oh yeah, I need to send in that application, it's going to get busier. So if you can, do your application now. So it's important to note, the fuel assistance benefit will not carry you all the way through winter. It will help with a portion of your heating costs only. This is very frustrating to some people because as soon as you pay for like one refill of oil, it's kind of gone, and then it remains cold almost until May sometimes. And so there are these other programs that can help you balance your income a little bit. So definitely apply for SNAP so that you can save money on groceries, and maybe some of that extra money can go towards heating costs. Talk to the assessors in town, see if there are any real estate exemptions that you might qualify for. Those are listed on the town webpage if you want to go read them yourself, or just call the assessors and they're really helpful. Here at the Norfolk Senior Center, we are in charge of the property tax work-off program. So there's volunteers throughout town, different departments that volunteer for 100 hours throughout the year, and then they get a break on their property taxes. So give us a call. You can sign up for that program. It starts January 1st, so we're accepting applications here at the Senior Center ASAP. And then definitely ask Eversource about the utility forgiveness program and any consumer discounts that are out there for electricity, because that can be a pretty hefty discount and you want to get all the benefits possible for you. And then the other thing that happens when you apply for fuel assistance is you get automatically enrolled in the heating system repair and replacement program and the weatherization assistance program. So this is if you have a broken boiler, if you have an old burner that is no longer efficient, if you need more insulation, if you need door flaps. There's a lot of different things that they can do to help make your home more efficient so that the heating stays in the house and it doesn't escape and it actually is useful. So those programs are really helpful. I will say, I know that there's people who are eager to get their boilers done before the cold, but the money hasn't been released yet. So we're still kind of in a waiting mode for some of those responses to needing new equipment in your house. But it can happen, and it has absolutely happened to Norfolk citizens who've gotten brand new boilers because their old ones were no longer working or terribly inefficient. So it is worth applying for. If you are worried about your application or you have not received a letter, you can call the automatic system at Self-Help Inc. at this number, 508-588-5440. And it's just an automated system. So you put in your social security number actually, and it'll tell you your application has been received or your application has not been received. Your application has been received, but no determination has been made, or congratulations, you receive $560 in heating assistance, just some random number, but it will tell you on the automated system if you've been approved. And then just the last thing I wanted to say is heating assistance is often part of a larger issue. Sometimes if you're coming into the office because you want to apply for heating assistance, it might mean that you're also having some questions about general housing, or you might be feeling some food insecurity. I like to say I'm kind of the only gig in town, so I will absolutely help anyone with any of those things, regardless of your age. Give me a call, come and see me at the Senior Center, and we will try to figure out what we can do, what you qualify for, and how to help. Oftentimes, fuel assistance is just the tip of the iceberg, so we want to help in any way we can and as broadly as we can. So give me a call. The number at the Senior Center is 508-528-4430, or you can email me. Everybody just got new email addresses, so it's bpoynott@norfolkmass.gov, and I'm happy to help. Thanks.